Ben Carson just horrified Paul Ryan with what he just leaked about Trump. Breaking: bloodbath in ever since Dr. Ben Carson took the helm of Department of Housing and Urban Development, he's been living a quiet life. There's a lot going on in the administration, but he managed to stay in the background. Although he's been one of the highest-profile nominees in President Donald Trump's cabinet, Carson is maintaining the lowest profile. He really likes the way he lives right now. Washington Examiner reports, "Let me put it this way. I'm glad that Trump is drawing all the fire so I can get stuff done. There's no question that I've been forced to learn very rapidly a lot of stuff. But that's okay," Carson said. "I happen to have some excellent people around me at the non-assistant secretary level, at the non-deputy secretary level. Everybody's doing 2 or 3 times more than they ought to be doing." Carson is a fast learner. He proved many times that he is very good at his new job. Also, he said that he collaborates with the White House to pick people for the posts in HUD. The nominees should be announced at the end of the summer. Despite their differences, they managed to compromise. Although Carson is not pulled into the Russia mess, he said that Trump is fighting back and the White House must hire new people to fill the positions in the federal government. Washington Examiner reports, "I think they've done well given the level of frustration. I mean, can you imagine you've been elected president and the only thing anyone wants to talk about is Russia? Can you imagine how frustrating that is?" Carson said of the White House. "People say he's wild with his tweets and things. I think he's pretty restrained under the circumstances." Chicago as carnage claims innocent children. Carson feels bad for the president because everyone is asking about the alleged connections with Russia and nobody wants to talk about what Trump has achieved since he took the office in January. However, the talk of the week is the Obamacare and Russian ties are in the background. According to Carson, the problem with Obamacare is that it was done by only one party. There should be a bipartisan deal that both parties can agree on. Washington Examiner reports the goal is really to get these people off the streets where they're in danger, and where they actually cost society more than if you go ahead and take care of them, Carson said. "We also have to think about the fact that every single human being has potential, and I look at them as human capital, and if we develop that, we're talking about them becoming part of the engine, and if we don't develop it, part of the load." Carson has stayed out of the spotlight and dedicated his time on his new job. He's determined to help all the homeless people in America. When asked about his relationship with Trump, Carson said that he has a very kind heart and that there are no problems in their relationship. Behind Trump's tweets and his reactions, he's very kind and not everyone can see that. Washington Examiner reports, for now, Carson says he intends to remain behind the scenes and allow Trump and others to soak up the spotlight. The biggest change for him may be people calling him Secretary Carson rather than Dr. Carson, with one major exception. "When my wife tries to get my attention, she now says Dr. Carson." He jokes. "Thank you, Secretary Carson, for saying all of this. Some people needed to hear this. Hopefully, they will change their minds about the current president."